This is Whole Nother Level with Dwayne Lindo.
You know, frankly, I feel that we shouldn't even be talking about this. Simple as that.
The great L. Bushman.
They'd have to make so many adjustments, but I don't know what they have to do. They need him.
Ladies and gentlemen, the one and only Craig Cousin.
How can you not put Tom Brady number one on the Mount Rushmore of quarterbacks? Man, this guy's a legend. Rings speak.
And Derek Wilson.
I didn't know Eric was going to let you talk.
Don't hate the player, hate the game. I've seen enough Facebook posts to know that you're not a Giants fan. Let's go. And welcome everyone to another edition of Whole Nother Level right here at Old School Bar and Grill, 1991 Main Street. I am your host, Eric C. Wilson, a.k.a. E-Dubs, and I am joined by the cast of characters sitting up here. We will start off with my brother from another mother, and I love him like no other, the factual Frank Mazzei. Frank, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm actually, you know me, I'm psyched right now. I'm hyped up. I had a week off, man. Bye weeks are hard for me. I'm not even going to lie to you. Next to him, or actually I'm going to skip one and go over to my man running the board and handling all things technical for us. He is the great L. Bushman. How are you, sir?
Good morning. Happy Sunday.
Good morning. Happy Sunday to you. How you feeling?
I'm good. I'm actually not hungover this week.
All right, good deal. And as I do every time here on Whole Nother Level, and he is in prime form today, ladies and gentlemen, so get ready. The one, the only, Craig Cousin.
Christmas Day, baby. He's back.
We are here every Sunday at Old School from 11:30 till the start of the games. And big shout out to Danielle behind the bar hooking us up. Make sure you guys try out that Sunday Bloody Sunday Mary. That thing is phenomenal. Gentlemen, I had a week off, so if you will allow me, I would like to go first this week because
Please do.
Please.
we have somebody who is a regular here. He's here every Sunday watching us. His name is Steve. He's sitting out there with his beer already. You got a hangover? All right, well, it's going to get even worse dealing with me today,
Buddy
my
has
friend.
a pot roast at home.
He was celebrating that Michigan win yesterday.
Was that even a win? That was a slaughter.
Demolition.
78-0.
Go blue.
I mean, that was how did that game stay on the air? How did you not go to something else? There was no way this team was winning.
CSI wasn't on last night. That's why.
It wasn't?
No.
Oh, all right. But anyhow, it has been for me 318 days. And Steve, I need you to listen up to this. 318 days for me. Last year, the Philadelphia Eagles got the opportunity to play on Thanksgiving in Ford Field in Detroit. I was very excited. I got to watch my team play on Thanksgiving. That was until Matthew Stafford and Calvin Johnson decided to put 45 points on us. 45 points. You know what that did to my Thanksgiving? It was horrible. Nothing could be done after that. So this game for me is so much more about revenge than it is about a game. I do not want to see Matthew Stafford on that field for more than 2 quarters. I want us to hurt him. I want you can put Amir Abdullah. Oh, we got another Detroit fan in the building.
Detroit.
You might walk out after you're done listening to me. I'm just going to be honest with you because we're talking about the Lions getting their butts whooped today.
He's ranting.
By Philadelphia. I am. Thank you, Frank.
Welcome,
I am.
Melissa.
No,
Welcome.
I am truly ranting. But good morning, by the way. Let me say this to you. Mark Sanchez, DeMarco Murray, Riley Cooper, Miles Austin, Byron Maxwell, and Kiko Alonso no longer play with Philadelphia this year. You know who we got? We got a rookie who hasn't thrown an interception in his first 3 games. And I want you to remember these 2 names. A West Virginia boy by the name of Wendell Smallville, who was our 4th running back.
Smallville or Wood?
Smallwood.
I mean,
Smallville, Smallwood,
it's a small town with
Smallville and
Smallwood, baby.
Pennsylvania.
Smallville
It
is-
doesn't
that's where
even matter.
Superman's from.
But here's the biggest name I want you to remember, Steve. Rodney McClendon. This man had 2 interceptions against the Pittsburgh Steelers. So please be on the lookout when Matthew Stafford is throwing that ball. I am so pumped for this game. But I want to hear from you guys. I'm done ranting. I got it out my system.
You're done ranting. You just started.
I know.
I thought we were going to let you go for another 45 minutes.
How are we going to back up Smallwood?
I'm just saying. Okay, hold on. Steve wants to say something. Hold on. This is why we have a cordless mic. Hold on. Yep. Here we go. Hold on. Here I come. All right. Hold on. No, let me sit here. I might need a beer for this one. Hold on. Go ahead. Here you go.
Bird has to throw the ball 50 times. Your guy better get 2 interceptions.
I'm saying it's going to happen.
Well, that's fine.
But let me ask you a question, Steve. Now, you are a lifelong...
Steve, don't get shy on us now. Come
I know.
on.
You are
Go
a,
ahead and speak into
Come
that
on,
mic.
don't get shy on
you
us.
got a lifelong Detroit Lions fan here. So last year you got the better of me, and I will accept my losses. But let me ask you this question: in all seriousness, what does Matthew Stafford and Frank's favorite offensive coordinator, Jim Bob Cooter, what do they need to do today to stop Carson Wentz?
Oh, just keep bringing the defense out like we have been. We're playing good defense. We just have no offense.
Now your defense.
15 and 17 the last 2 games, and we've lost them both because we can't score.
Okay. Now your defense actually is ranked, I believe, 12th right now.
What are you guys, 2 or 3?
No.
Defense.
Yeah, we're going to... Oh, thank you for bringing him up. Jim Schwartz. Yes, I know. Jim Schwartz is coming back to Ford Field. Listen, I feel bad for you. Not really.
Don't worry, I won't be here.
Wow, Steve's not even sticking around. He already knows what's fitting to happen, people. This is how we do it here, a whole nother level. He don't even care. He's like, I'm going home. I don't even want to be around this.
He told me he's got a roast at home, so he's got something to look forward to.
I got a roast in the crock pot.
Come on, Steve. Speak into that mic. Don't be gun shy. We always hear you from over here. And now you want to whisper?
He's going. Well, guess what? That's one down. I ain't got to worry about him. So, gentlemen, I will kick it over to you. Philly at Detroit. Tell me how you feel.
Take this one, Frank.
Steve's right. Detroit offensively, I mean, look, they can't run the ball. They had 66 and 50 yards the last 2 games. Look, Ziggy Ansah's not even going to play, so that defensive line's going to take a hit today. Look, this game could get ugly. I mean, I'd like to make a case for Detroit being at home, but, man.
Good luck on that one.
Yeah, I know. Ryan Matthews is back. Zach Ertz is going to play today. So Philly's you had a week off, so hopefully I'd hope you'd come out and play at least a little bit decent.
What do you mean a little bit decent?
I mean,
a little bit? Frank, 318 days, bruh. This is like the next time the Steelers see the Eagles in Lincoln Financial. You guys are going to remember the 34-3 beatdown that happened. And guess what? You are going to come out guns blazing.
I blocked that out. I don't know what you speak of. That whole week is just a blur. But,
Okay.
I mean,
All
if the Lions could play the Colts every week, I mean, they'd probably be undefeated.
But since they can't.
Yeah, since they can't, I got the Eagles.
Okay. Evan?
Wow, fly,
Craig?
Eagles,
somebody?
fly.
Anybody? Everybody?
As much as I am surprised how well the Eagles are doing this year, I am going with Philadelphia only because I picked up Carson Wentz for fantasy this week and I need him to go off on Detroit.
Oh,
so
he will. Don't
Eagles
worry
all
about
the
that.
way.
You
Eagles
got-
all the way, please.
Oh, man, talk about
Carson
fantasy.
Wentz, 500 yards, 5 touchdowns. I'll be happy.
And
Eagles all day.
Quick shout out to North Dakota State, who was 5-0. So I got to show a little love to Coach Keelman for North Dakota State. They had a 27-3 victory last night over Missouri. I know that may not matter to some of y'all, but Carson's my boy, so I got to step up for him. Go ahead, Craig.
Is Golden Tate still even there?
I was actually just going to ask that
I mean,
question.
stealing money? I mean,
So I drafted him in a pretty decent round in fantasy, and basically he's been non-existent in the entire offense. Granted, Marvin Jones has been playing really well. He's in the top 3 or 4 receivers right now in the NFL, Steve.
He was very quiet last
But
week.
where's Golden Tate? Disappeared off the face of the earth?
he got paid.
He's not old. Oh, come on. He's like a 3 or 4 year product out of Notre Dame. Come on, Melissa. I know that you're a Lions fan too. And I actually played. We work together, and we're playing each other in fantasy this week.
Oh, really?
We are, yes.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Somebody give her a mic.
I'm sorry, Melissa. My apologies. I'm sorry. You want a hug? It's going to be all right. Are you okay?
Oh, I got him.
Hey, wait, who's undefeated? You can speak into the mic. Don't be shy.
This might be the week that you are dethroned.
Oh, might be.
Wow. We
Now,
won't go
listen.
over fantasy lineups, but wow, Craig.
If anybody has any fantasy questions, feel free. I'll go ahead and set your lineup for you. No joke, though. The Eagles are coming off a bye week. And the best thing that the Eagles have done is gotten Darren Sproles more involved in the offense again, like he should have been under Chip Kelly. Chip Kelly forgot he had the human joystick in Darren Sproles. Can kick return, come out of the backfield, end arounds, the run game, passing game. He can pretty much do it all. Ryan Matthews was banged up last game, but you guys still did enough, to carry the rock with Smallwood. Darren Sproles putting him in space. Jordan Matthews is pretty underrated too, being that he's almost their only receiver that's worth anything on that team.
Whoa.
No.
Can I remind you of somebody?
Who, Nelson Aguilar?
Three
Who's that?
names. Darrell Green Beckham. Watch for him because
he,
you know
he
what?
was so good in Tennessee that they couldn't kick him out the door quick enough.
It doesn't matter.
Eric, you've been saying his name for how many months now, and he hasn't
actually
done anything?
just said it properly for the first time.
I know.
It doesn't matter. I still know who he is. And guess what?
Been
He's
I
probably
think
going to
this was
take
his
over.
number one pick in fantasy. He hasn't done
No,
anything
he
all
was
year.
not.
Does
He's
he know the
prob-
playbook?
Yes, he does.
Does he
more
show
than
up?
more than Nelson Aguilar does. I
He
can
couldn't figure it
guarantee
out
you
in
that
2 years
much.
in Tennessee.
And you
Exactly.
guys are even forgetting about.
So back to what I said,
The
Jordan
product-
Matthews,
Go
being
ahead.
the only receiver you guys have.
Go ahead.
And I was going to give him some credit. He's actually playing pretty well. Carson Wentz hasn't turned the ball over. That's huge. So we're going to see if he can continue to do that today in Detroit.
Yep.
I almost want to go with Detroit in an upset here, just to spite some Eagles fans in the house.
Please, I wish you would.
But I'll pick the Eagles
I
only
wish you
because they're
would.
coming off a
You
bye
wouldn't
week.
make it to your car.
Hey, I'm not going to make it there for a while anyways.
All right, so clearly the majority up here and myself, but I want to hear from the people out here. Do we have any Detroit fans outside of Steve out there and Melissa who think that Detroit's going to win today? I'm asking. Does anybody in here? No?
I think
Okay.
I hear a pin drop.
All right, so there we go. With that, we are going to keep it moving. I am going to let him loose, so I need everybody to buckle on and hold up tight, as they say. Ladies and gentlemen, the one, the only, Craig Cousin.
What are we talking about? What game?
What game do you think we're talking about?
I don't know. That's why I asked you.
You okay? He really
I want
wants.
these other gentlemen to go first, and then I'll go last.
He
on
really
this one.
wants me to say this. So, it has been 4 weeks, and we have watched New England do what we kind of expected them to do. 2-2. They went 3-1, but they're only 1-1 in the division. So now Tom Brady is back, but he's facing Cleveland. I mean, of all games to come back to, really,
It's the perfect scenario.
for the Patriots. It
Granted,
is.
though, last time me and Mike Shaw right here, we were sitting at Evie's on Bee Ridge, I believe it was, and Cleveland put it on us. And that was what, 4 years ago? 3-4 years ago now. I remember like that with the back of my hand, man. I could not believe it. And he could not say enough the entire rest of the year. I couldn't say anything to him.
Oh, it was like, okay, so I had the
Brady
same
played
thing.
awful.
I had the same thing last year. You know, the only home loss that New England had last year was against Philadelphia. And if you look on my Facebook page, Craig is actually in a Philadelphia Eagles jersey. I'm telling you, this actually happened. See? There you go.
Oh,
See?
geez.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you.
I forgot it after that week.
Well, I'm
I
sure
already
you did.
forgot it.
But anyhow, Cleveland is hosting the New England Patriots. And aside from Terrell Pryor and Isaiah Cromwell, is there
Cromwell?
Crowell.
Crowell,
He
Cromwell.
might be a Crom.
Can I get a Bloody Mary? I think I need a drink.
Speaking
Is
of,
there-
if you haven't tried the Bloody Marys here, they are awesome. Mini sliders. What else
Shrimp,
we got? Shrimp on there.
bacon.
It's
It
basically
cu-
like a salad in
It
there
cures
as well.
a hangover. Trust me, I know.
It does.
What
Somebody
anyhow,
get Steve one.
gentlemen, Cleveland, New England. Who do we have winning this game?
Let me ask you guys, what's worse than a crying baby after you take its toy away? Tom Brady mad. So I see nothing but destruction. That's what Tom Brady's going to do against the Cleveland Browns. Destruction.
Frank?
Look, Cleveland's got a shot.
At what?
They can win. Look,
At what? Football?
no, baseball. Tomlin's
okay.
taking the mound. They're
man.
up 2-0 on the Red Sox.
Jeez.
I think they got a good shot at
Let's
winning the
put that
game.
to rest till 4 today, please.
As far as the Browns go, man, oof.
Some of the Cubbies over there, Jose.
Yeah, there's no case. I mean, this is going to be ugly. I mean, even though Brady has been slacking, I mean, he has the same amount of touchdown passes as I do this year. So he's off to a slow start. But I'll go Patriots big all day.
You got a score?
Do we need a score? Really?
Yeah, do we? I don't think it needs to.
35-10.
35-10.
That's it? That's it?
That's what he said, too. And
Okay.
he's a Browns fan.
All right.
Somebody give the mic to Mike Shaw. I want to see what
Mike
he
Shaw.
has to say about the Browns
Here
first.
you go, sir.
Can I start crying now, or do I have to wait for the game to start?
I mean, that's entirely up to you. I mean, we are here at Old School. People might think a little, the games haven't even started and you're already crying.
There's
but
some
it's up to
tissues
you.
around.
There's this word hope, where you actually hope they might win, but
You guys at least have the Indians
No
to
way.
hope for.
Well, hey, but for every game like this, there is a Chaminade that beats Virginia. So it could happen.
Okay. All right. So you said 35-10. El Bushman, what do you say?
I got 42-10.
42-10. So 10 points is what we're giving Cleveland
Yeah, just
pretty
10.
much. Listen, I said it before. And before I let Craig loose, I expect 50 out of Brady today. You've got Gronk and Bennett. You've got Amendola. You've got Edelman. You've got Chris Hogan. And as Craig loves to say, you've got that blunt force trauma. I don't see Cleveland's defense doing much of anything but just getting destroyed. I mean, destroyed is the word. Hammered. Steve, really?
We already talked about the Lions.
Oh, Lord. You know it's bad when Steve starts looking at and saying, go Browns. But anyhow, Craig, the floor is yours, my brother.
Craig, let me ask you, why did the NFL go after Tom Brady?
Why did they go after him? Let me put my glasses on for this segment.
Oh, Lord.
They went after him because they had to chase him. Because he is the hero the NFL deserves, but not the one it needs right now. So we will hunt him.
Such a bad Dark Knight.
We will suspend him
So bad.
because he can take it. But he is not a hero. He is a silent but animated guardian.
I can't believe you're quoting this right now.
One who leads by example.
What is this from?
It's from the Dark Knight.
Which one?
The
A
second one.
pigskin pulverizer.
Oh, my goodness.
A watchful protector. A dark knight. That's what's happening tonight.
Craig.
Tom Brady's back, baby.
Craig,
we are going
why
to
so
crush
serious?
Cleveland. Why so serious?
so serious?
Exactly. We're going to crush Cleveland. It's not even going to be close, ladies and gentlemen. First off, Gronk really hasn't played, even though he's been on the field a little bit. The Browns aren't going to do anything. They got Isaiah Crowell and Terrell Pryor. That's about all they have going for them. A mediocre defense. Granted, they played okay this season outside of being 0-4. They might be the best 0-4 team that we've seen in a long time. With that said, New England Patriots, Gronk's back. He's basically been in a pass blocking mode for the past week. They're finally going to unleash him in the dual tight end set along with Martellus Bennett.
Can I move Martellus Bennett off my fantasy bench finally?
You can move him off your bench, but guess what? Guess who's going to be featured again? The Gronk. We also have Julian Edelman. Start him in your fantasy lineups. He's at least going for 7 or 8 receptions, 80, 90 yards, and a touchdown this week. I expect big things from actually Chris Hogan, which we brought out from Buffalo, signing a 3-year contract. I believe Tom Brady will be poised today. I'm seeing 5 touchdown passes. He's going to come back with a vengeance. 49. He won't get to 50. 49-10, New England.
So across the board.
Yeah, 78-0. There you go.
So across the board, we're just basically saying, Cleveland, you're going to get a touchdown and a field goal, and the rest of the game, just don't do anything. Pretty much.
Cleveland right now has the Indians. I can't say anything about that. They have LeBron James. They won an NBA championship. But we got Tom Brady back. And I'm excited. It's Christmas morning. Let's go. Is it 1 o'clock yet?
No, it's not.
It's not 1 yet.
Not
Okay.
yet. With that,
I can't wait.
With that, we are going to take our first break. Listen, thank y'all for coming out. We appreciate the love and support. This is Whole Nother Level, and we are going to be doing a 50-50 raffle. I'll come around and talk about it during the break, but you are listening to us on Spreaker.com. Check out the replay on HNL.3. Whole Nother Level. We'll be right back. And welcome back to Whole Nother Level right here at Old School, 1991 Main Street, downtown Sarasota, right next to Hollywood 20. This is Whole Nother Level. Again, big shout out to Carl, owner of Old School, for letting us and having us doing this here. We're here every Sunday from 11:30 till the start of the games. Also, you can check us out Tuesday nights. We start sometime between 6 and 7, whenever we get around to it. Go till about 8:30. Well, our
We'll
time.
be a little bit late this Tuesday.
Yeah, we'll be a little late this Tuesday, so I give people a time frame between 6 and 7. We're there. You can check us out on Spreaker.com/Whole Nother Level. Raw Talk Online. iTunes.
Yeah, we're on iTunes.
We are on iTunes.
We're on iTunes.
All right. Check
Yeah.
us out on all you iPhone users. Check us out on iTunes. Also, big shout out to Co-Work Lakewood Ranch. That's our studio where we actually do the show. Make sure you're taking care of Danielle, your bartender behind the bar. Really appreciate her hooking us up today. But, and of course, you can always check us out, our blogs, our interviews, and of course, the replays of our shows on www.hnl3.com. I am Eric Wilson, joined by the great El Bushman, the one, the only Craig Cousin, and the factual Frank Mazzei.
Yeah.
Gentlemen, let's keep the show going here. And, Frank, you asked a question about them. Well, actually, what you said was if the Lions could play the Colts every week, they'd be undefeated.
Yeah.
So, with that being said, do you think the Chicago Bears this week are going to be able to beat the Indianapolis Colts?
You call them the flip of the coin games,
Flip
right?
of the coin game, Frank.
Where-
Is this your flip of the coin game?
This is a flip of the coin game. I mean, although Jordan Howard just made it into my fantasy lineup, so hopefully that works out good.
John Fox said this morning it's Brian Hoyer's job to lose as starting quarterback now.
Well, this is a chance to
Does that
get
mean
rid of
Jay
Jay
Cutler's
Cutler.
donezo?
Wow. That's big news, actually.
Indianapolis is good at one thing. They can score 27 points a game.
Yeah.
Wait, hold on, Frank.
Wait,
They can score, but they wait till the fourth quarter to do so.
Hey,
As long as they score, that's fine.
Better
with me.
late than never. The race is not to the swift. You know
It's
how
not
the
how
turtle
you start; it's how you finish.
exactly.
Craig.
The turtle wins in the end. But they're giving up 31 points a game. So I mean, defensively, Moncrief's not going to play today. Defensively, they're garbage. And then the GM's quote, Ryan Grigson said, "It's hard to build a defense with Andrew Luck's contract."
Oh, my gosh. Think about that. So he says hard to build a defense with Andrew Luck's contract. First off, they gave him the contract, number
Right.
one. Number two, in the first round, you're drafting Philip Dorsett instead of drafting defensive players when you didn't need them. You had already T.Y. Hilton, Dante Moncrief. You had Andre Johnson at that time. They had receivers in place. Then you bring over, he's playing okay this year, old ancient Pharaoh, Gargoyle,
Frank Gore.
Frank Gore at running back. He might be good for another year, but let's be honest. His best days are behind him.
Tell me how you really feel about Frank Gore. Craig.
He has a little tread on his tires, if you will.
A little tread? He's
mean, they
past
can't
the
even run the
50,000
ball
mile
either.
mark.
It's not just they don't play defense. They can't even run the ball. I mean, they've had like 100-yard rusher in like 5 years. I mean,
Their
it's
offensive
like,
line's
it's-
not good. I mean, what are they
yeah,
even
yeah.
doing in the draft? Outside of drafting skill position players over and over.
They're sitting in that room playing quarters.
Well, it is your flip of the coin game today.
So I
There
guess,
you go.
All right. So are you saying you're taking the Bears and John Fox this week? Is that what you're telling me?
No, I'm still taking the Colts because
Hey, he's not the only one.
Are you serious?
because the
I'm
Colts,
taking the Colts.
the Colts can score. What have you seen from the Bears this year? I mean,
Hey, listen.
defensively, I mean, look, they not a good football team.
They beat the Lions. They beat the Lions.
And
If that's all you have to your credit, I'll give you that one. So you're picking the Colts on this one.
I am picking the Colts, yes.
Craig?
The fact that Brian Hoyer is your saving grace tells you everything you need to know about the Chicago Bears right now. I mean, Langford, he went down with injury too, so I think it's actually a little bit of an upgrade at the running back position. But other than that, Alshon Jeffries, they have nothing going on. Kevin White coming out of West Virginia, big hopes, been injury prone. He's out again on the shelf. I don't see anything from the Bears, really. I know Jose's not going to like this, but I got the Indianapolis Colts today. Although I feel like both teams will score because both defenses are poor. So I see a pretty high-scoring game, maybe in the 40s or 50s.
Wow. So, all right, we got 2 for the Colts. Great L. Bushman?
I'm going with the Colts too. As much as I don't see a lot of points coming from the Bears,
I want to know what's in these
the
drinks
Colts can
up
put
here.
up
What
points.
y'all drinking?
The Colts can put up points.
Wow.
Without you have nothing from Kevin White, you've got nothing from Alshon Jeffrey, Brian Hoyer, as Craig would say, is your saving grace. Come on, man.
Yeah, these aren't the 85 Bears. I mean, Mike Ditka and Buddy Ryan aren't there.
I think the only guy that's putting up points for the Bears is Zach Miller, and he's a tight end.
But he's still putting up points.
Yeah, but that was before Brian Hoyer joined them.
Hey, don't knock on him, though. I did put him in my DraftKings today.
Okay.
Wow.
Expecting big
So,
things.
The Colts can put up points. It's tremendous and tremendously horrible as both defenses are. This is my flip of the coin game too, Frank. So Colts.
So I'm the only one. I'm
I
the
think
only
so.
one in this building right now who is telling you that Chi-Town's going to go into Indianapolis, which is a hop, skip, and a jump away, and beat the Colts because the Colts have
One is
proven.
the loneliest number.
Are you?
Hey, Steve, we did your game earlier. You got a pot roast in the oven. Okay.
That's an excellent flask there, Steve.
Are you confusing the Bears and the Cubs?
No, I'm not.
All right.
What I'm simply saying is I am looking at the Indianapolis Colts, and I'm saying to you, you gentlemen gave me all the points necessary. They're old. They're not producing. And yet it takes them 4 quarters to do something. The Bears, at the very least, throughout at least 3 quarters of the game, will put up points.
Yeah, but if you're putting up points in the fourth quarter that are more than the other team, I think you're doing pretty well.
But I don't think they're going to be able to do that today.
Hey,
I think
a W is a W, Eric.
Chicago, I think, is going to put up enough points today to where Brian Hoyer can manage the game, and John Fox with that defense, as limited as they may be, is going to be enough to stop Andrew Luck and the Indianapolis Colts. Moncrief is not playing. Frank Gore is old. So who do you have? T.Y. Hilton. Okay, I'm tired of this.
You got Dwayne Allen.
I'm tired of it, okay? Let's
Wait,
just
hold
call
on.
it what
Don't
it is.
forget about
No,
Dwight
I'm
Howard.
not
Is
doing
that
it
the
again.
YMCA or the T.Y. Hilton?
It's a T.Y. Hilton, but I'm not doing it again. But what I'm saying to you is I have the Bears
That would be an
winning
excellent internet meme.
this game, all right? I can't believe the three
There's
of
a Pats
you up there.
fan. There's a Pats
we got
fan.
another Patriots. How many? Knocking over our sign, bro. It's okay. We got it. We're going to put it up here. Everybody knows. Oh, my goodness. You three, I want to know. See, this is why I don't sit up there with you guys no more. Because you three just are coordinating and collusing and
We don't have
whatever
enough
else.
room for you.
Yeah, I'll make room. Anyhow.
What's that thing about great minds?
They all think alike.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's fine. Just not on this
There's
game.
always one needle in the haystack, Eric.
And it's me usually. Let's go on, gentlemen. Titans at the Dolphins. Who do we have winning this game? I'm very, very impressed that Miami, everything is okay down in Miami with Hurricane Matthew.
And that's the only thing that's okay down there.
With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, the great Al Bushman.
I've got the Titans on this one, man. Only
Okay.
because of one reason, DeMarco Murray, who's been killing it so far this year.
Is there any Dolphins fans out there?
Any Dolphins fans in the building?
Wait,
We've got one.
A Dolphins fan raise their hand with a Green Bay Packers shirt on. All right, are there any real Dolphins fans out there?
And then we got another Dolphins fan with a Green Bay hat on outside.
What about Tennessee?
We have any Tennessee fans in the building?
Exactly.
Pin
So
drop.
All right, so we're
basically,
just
this game shouldn't even be played today.
All right.
No, I'm kidding. No, I got the Dolphins. Well, first off,
You have the Finns winning?
I do have the Finns winning.
Wow.
I mean, it's a coin flip game. They're at home. They got to pick it up for all the hurricane victims that were there. Also, they get whoever's a Miami Hurricane fan. I feel bad for them. A kicker did it to him again. A kicker did it to him
curse
again.
is
Losing
lifted
by
from
1
Florida
point
State.
yesterday. Couldn't take it to overtime because of a kicker.
Oh, yeah, stay classy, Miami Hurricane fans. Throwing beers on the field. Stay classy. Stay classy.
All right. So
I got the Dolphins
you
winning
got
this
the
game. I
Dolphins.
think it's going to be like 20-17 in that realm. Not going to be a blowout. Pretty low scoring type of game. At some point, Ryan Tannehill has to put it together, or they have to move on from him. You know, he hasn't shown even with Adam Gase, which made Jay Cutler look all world, that he can even be a mediocre to above average quarterback. They got the good receivers over there, you know, younger receivers. Jarvis Landry's a stud, PPR monster in fantasy. Devontae Parker's up and coming. Kenny Stills, although he drops a bomb or two here and there, he also catches a bomb or two here and there. I don't know what's up with the run game, though.
Yeah, it's
non-existent.
It's optional. It's the same place the Colts defense is.
Well, maybe they can look around the other line and see a good run game in Tennessee. DeMarco Murray, Derrick Henry, kind of emulate that today. But I still have them winning a close
Is
game.
Delaney Walker in today? Do we know?
He's playing. He better
He
be.
is playing
better
today.
be. Thank God.
See, Mariota has weapons around him. With Miami, it's just what game you're going to get out of Ryan Tannehill. That's the thing.
So you're going with
I'm going with the Titans.
You're going with the Titans.
The Titans.
You're going with the Dolphins.
Dolphins.
Frank,
I'm going with Craig.
the Dolphins.
There you go.
Okay.
Look, and I don't even feel that good about it, and there's not really, I mean, neither one of these teams are really that good.
Right.
I mean,
You're right.
You know, let's be honest. I mean, but the Titans' running game does scare me, but that's basically the only thing that scares me about them. I mean, their coaching and malarkey. I mean, it's a sub-500 team. There's not really much. I mean, I'll say this. Delaney Walker, Sharp, the fifth-round wide receiver that they have, actually he's had some good games this year for fantasy players, but Miami's got to win.
It's a must-win game for them.
It is a must-win game for Miami. You know, Brady's back in 3-1 Patriots. Brady's back.
Oh, here we
Buffalo's
go.
been
Here
picking.
we go.
No, but, I mean, I'm going to stick it in anywhere I can, fit it in there. As long as I can talk about Brady here and there.
Oh, my
Buffalo
goodness.
Bills, they've actually come off two pretty impressive wins. They beat Arizona, which everybody thought they were going to lose. They beat us last week. So, they're playing pretty decent. The Jets, we don't know what we're going to get from them week to week. It depends how Ryan Fitzpatrick plays. He could throw 6 touchdowns or 6 interceptions in any given week. Well, you just have to deal with that if you're a Jets fan. But, yeah, it's pretty much a must-win for Miami if they have any playoff or winning aspirations this year to be above 8-8.
All right. Well, we're going to split it down the middle then, because I'm going with Tennessee on this game. I just like the double-headed monster that is DeMarco Murray and Derrick Henry, and I like the fact that Mariota, even in his sophomore year, is still playing with a sense of urgency. He's not overturning it as much as we all thought he may or may not do. But I like what Mark Malarkey has done with that team so far. And this is an up-and-coming team. I think we did not give them enough credit in the preseason. But I think for this game, I definitely see Tennessee pulling out a victory. All right, gentlemen. Where do we go next? You want to do the 50-50? All right. We have a 50-50 raffle going on all this month. We are supporting Girls Inc. I will come around. Tickets are 3 for $5, 8 for $10, or 20 for $20. While I'm doing that, gentlemen, do me a favor. If you had to pick right now between two quarterbacks, I want you to think of these two. We're going to take a real quick break. I want you to think of these two quarterbacks, Kirk Cousins or Joe Flacco. When we come back, we're going to talk Redskins-Ravens. You are listening to us, whole nother level right here at Old School 1991. Big shout out to everybody here for chiming in and tuning in with us. We are on Facebook Live. Don't forget Spreaker.com, www.hnl3.com, and, of course, we're on Tuesdays as well from the Co-Work Lakewood Ranch Studios. But whole nother level, be back in a few moments. And welcome back to Whole Nother Level right here at Old School Main Street, 1991, Sarasota, Florida. Big shout out to Old School for having us here every Sunday. We're here every Sunday during football season from 11:30 till the start of the games. Shout out to all of our friends who came from the St. Pete area, came over the bridge. Our one and only Detroit fan, well, now he's got backup this week, Steve. He got backup this week. He got friends, but we don't know what's going to happen with that game later on. Oh, actually, yes, we do. Philadelphia's going to win.
You said Steve has friends?
He does.
Okay.
He does. Again, we are here every Sunday. You can check us out on Spreaker.com, www.hnl3.com. Also to Co-Work Lakewood Ranch, a studio where we do our show every Tuesday night as well. But whole nother level. And, gentlemen, before we went to break, I asked you a question. Hold on. She's coming in the building. Everybody say hi to Pam.
Hi, Pam.
Hi, Pam.
What's up, Pam? How are you? Good. So I asked you a question before we went to break. You had two quarterbacks to choose from, Kirk Cousins or Joe Flacco. So I want to ask you, gentlemen, Redskins or Ravens? Who do we got this week?
I mean, I'm actually been pleasantly surprised with the Ravens, the way they've started the season. A lot of people kind of just wrote them off and forgot about them. They had a lot of injuries last season, including Joe Flacco, Steve Smith, Justin Forsett, which I guess Kenneth Dixon and Terrence West are the go-tos now since they kind of shunned him off. He's gone, so we'll see where he ends up. But the Ravens starting out 3-0, had a little hiccup last week. I expect them to bounce back. You know, I haven't seen enough from the Redskins this year to make me believe that they're going to go into Baltimore and kind of hand it to them. I like the Ravens to continue their solid start and improve to 4-1 on the season.
All right. Frank, who you got this week?
I'm going with Craig. I got the Ravens.
Wow.
I mean, look, you asked me about which quarterbacks that I want. I'm going to need a third option if I only have to choose between Flacco and Kirk Cousins.
Well, that's who's playing, so I got to ask. So you're going with the Ravens this week.
I'll go with Joe Flacco because, look, Cousins' 66% completion percentage this year. So he's not completely horrible, but his decision-making ability is what's going to cost Washington.
All right. Great L. Bushman, who you got?
I've actually got the Redskins on this one.
Wow.
I like how Kirk Cousins has actually turned it around like last week. Yeah. So, you know, I like the weapons he's got around. He's got Jordan Reed, he's got Deshaun Jackson, he's got Matt Jones. I like what they've been doing on offense, so I see the Redskins actually beating the Ravens this week.
I do hope Jordan Reed does good because he's in my lineup.
Me too.
He's become, actually, I think, the number one tight end in fantasy so far this season?
Yeah, but that'll change today.
Yeah, we know, Frank. Craig. We know. Well, Evan, you are the lonely man on this one.
One is the loneliest number.
And it's a personal reason, just because I need the Redskins to lose being in my division. I'm actually going to go with Baltimore this week. But I have to agree with you, Craig. I like what I've seen so far. Granted, the teams that Baltimore has played, we would call sub-500 par teams, but when faced with a difficult challenge like they'd had last week against Oakland, they at least stepped up and showed up.
Well, listen, they're winning games they should win. And if you're a team that wants to contend and be there in the end to compete, that's what you have to do.
You're right.
You can't say that for other teams like the Bucks. They should have beat the Rams at home. Teams like that.
Hey,
I'm just saying, Evan.
We're not there yet.
We're not there yet. We'll call it as it is. But everybody, make sure you're taking care of our bartenders behind the bar, Ashley and Danielle. And if you haven't had the Sunday Bloody Sunday Mary, you need to try one. Those things are phenomenal.
It is. Comes with a burger slider, shrimp, all kinds of stuff
Bacon,
on that thing.
Everything's in it. All right, gentlemen, let's keep it going. And the next game I want to talk to you about is, let's see, where are we? Oh, okay.
Texans and Vikings.
Yes.
Good game.
Houston going into Minnesota. To me, this is a no-brainer. They're in Minnesota. Sam Bradford is playing well with the weapons around him.
No Stephon Diggs.
You still got McKinnon as your running back. You still got Kyle Rudolph, your tight end.
Kyle Rudolph's playing well. Actually, one of the things I liked from the Vikings last week, they finally got Cordell Patterson back acclimated into the offense instead of just predominantly on special teams there. Charles Johnson showed some flash plays last week as a nice stretch in the field type of wide receiver. I think they'll get a little bit more. Hey, don't what's his last name? Thiessen? There you go. I know we got a Vikings fan in the house, Leah. How you doing? So I actually haven't picked this game yet. I was thinking about going my upset special of the week here, but the Vikings defense is too good. They're at home. I'm going Minnesota to continue a great, great start, and one that I don't think that we would have thought, losing Adrian Peterson, losing Teddy Bridgewater early in the season. But, hey, Sam Bradford's come over. They got a lot for him, but he has played pretty well for the Minnesota Vikings.
You're right. I also have Minnesota winning. Even without my man Stephon Diggs, I feel like Minnesota at home is going to be able to get it done against a team in Houston that I think really hasn't established an identity yet, even with Brock Osweiler at the helm. J.J. Watt is out. You're looking at Vince Wilfork and the clown that he is, and I will always call him that until he proves me otherwise, Jadeveon Clowney. This defense just has not shown that they can be a threat or even a factor.
At some point, we're going to have to question Brock Osweiler and say, hey, did he really just get hot at the right time and then he got paid? Or is this a quarterback? I mean, honestly, I look at him like a broke man's Joe Flacco. I think that's exactly who he is. Joe Flacco, he showed in the postseason that he could propel his team to victory. He got paid. He's played pretty decent, after that fact. After that, he got his contract. I don't know if I see the same from Brock Osweiler.
Yeah, I'd actually take Joe Flacco over Brock Osweiler
absolutely.
At this point. I mean, the thing I know about the Texans right now is that they're not ready for the prime time, like, with New England. That was a chance for them to show who they are and if they were serious contenders. Fortunately, they play in the AFC South where, let's be honest, I mean,
it's a winnable,
exactly.
division.
Nobody's
Winnable
really
division.
that good. But how many teams could lose their starting quarterback and starting running back, not just any running back, one of the top 5 in the game, and still be undefeated? If I have a concern with Minnesota, it's the kicker. Missed 3 and 4 games.
Yeah, what's up with Blair Walsh?
I don't know.
And
Well,
they won
I
a
think-
playoff game without him last year against Seattle. He makes that chip shot kick.
Right.
Maybe Minnesota has a Super Bowl last year.
Right, and I think that's what it's going to come down to. I think he is still mentally, I don't think he's ready or is let that go. He has not just let that go and say, you know what, that was last year, let's focus on this year.
You're a professional. You should let it go.
You're right, you should.
Who was Aguayo's shrink?
That's a good question.
Maybe
That's a good question.
Maybe him and Walsh could get together like for a counseling
We'll
session
see after
or
this week if it's
something,
actually
or
worked.
something. But
Well, Aguayo needs to bring his brother, too, because he missed some good kicks the other day. Actually, you know what? Go ahead and take the Miami Hurricane kicker. Bring him along, too.
All right,
Hey, I'll tell you what. I
Vikings
don't
win.
have kids, but when I do, I'm going to put a football in their hand immediately, and all they're doing is kicking field goals. Because, I mean, that's a dream job. You just get out to kick a field goal, and clearly there's market for it because none of them are very good right now.
So just so everybody knows, when Craig has a little boy or girl, doesn't matter, they will be
Absolutely.
a professional NFL kicker.
Yes.
That's going to be their role. Craig has already made
There you go.
their
It's
decision
already set in
for them.
stone.
There you go.
you can have a female kicker.
Yes, you can.
I've seen Necessary Roughness.
All right, gentlemen, let's go on to the next game. This is a game that pains me because it is close to my heart. We have the New York Jets going into Pittsburgh to play the Steelers. Who do we have in the... Oh, okay, so the audience pretty much is picking the Steelers to win this game. Gentlemen, I'll ask you. Jets or Steelers?
Steelers.
Craig?
I told you before, Ryan Fitzpatrick, you can either love him or you can hate him. And right now, most Jets fans hate him. There's no way I'm going the Jets in this game. They're on the road. Lev Bell's back. We saw what he did last week. He hadn't played in what, almost over a month?
We saw
And
what we saw what Roethlisberger did last week.
That too, but you can do
That's
that
it.
opening up the run game because Lev Bell's so good, so dynamic with his east-west cuts. I like a big game again. Actually, both offenses are going to have a big game, though, because I think Brandon Marshall on the other side, and I'm not only saying that because I got Brandon Marshall in a fantasy trade from old Eric Wilson, E-Dub.
Which, by the way, thank you very much for that trade, because Larry Fitzgerald is like
Hey,
my
more
best
Patriots
friend.
fans coming
Oh,
in.
my
There we
goodness.
go. Let's go, Tom Brady.
I am tired.
He's
of-
back.
Listen, any more out there? Do we have any more Patriots fans outside? Want to come in and join us?
Might have
Anybody?
change his bar to a Patriots
Anybody?
bar instead of a Packer bar.
You know what I'm saying? Oh, my goodness. All right, so the three of you gentlemen, I assume, are all picking Pittsburgh in this?
Pittsburgh
Steelers all
Steelers.
day. Steelers
Yes.
all
Yeah, I
day.
mean, Le'Veon Bell knocked the rust off after those games. 178 all-purpose yards. I mean, he's going to get right. You can line him up out at wide receiver, too. I mean, he gives them more flexibility, more creativity with that offense.
I was just about to say that. That's one of the things they did last week. They kept D'Angelo Williams as the running back and then split Lev Bell out wide. Granted, they didn't hand it off to D. Williams that much, but the defenses have to consider the option there.
Yep. Somebody up here said, "Don't give Ryan Fitzpatrick that money." I can't remember who.
Wasn't
that
it two of us?
That it was.
I think it was
was
you.
it two of us? Okay.
Yes.
that it was a bad idea and to move on.
Something about career backup? I don't know.
Yeah, I can't remember who exactly it was, but it
And
sounded
then someone
really
was
smart.
petitioning for him to get even extra money. I think it was somebody in a Jeremiah Trotter jersey.
Listen, there are several. Actually, there's a lot of teams in the NFL that I could care less about. I don't care that much about the Bucks. I love you, but I don't. I don't care that much about the
Everybody's
Steelers,
hating
and I
on me
can't stand
today.
the Cowboys. You
Damn.
already know that. And as far as the Patriots go, I'm just not a fan. I respect Tom Brady. I'm just not a fan. However, when your wife is a Jets fan, you have to
Get out of the house on Sundays.
Yeah, no.
Happy-
Doesn't always have to be happy wife, happy life.
Well, in this
Leave
house,
the house for at least a couple hours.
In this house, it does.
That would be an extreme household divide.
But-
I'd need that shirt, the blanket,
But with
the
that
license
being
plate.
said, yeah, I know. With that being said, I cannot, in good conscience, and I know I'm sleeping on the couch tonight, which is fine. I cannot, in good conscience, pick the Jets to win this game.
Oh, there it is. I don't think I've heard Eric ever pick against the Jets on this show.
I haven't either.
There's a first time for everything. But what I will say to you is, it would not surprise me for Brandon Marshall to have a big day, because
No Eric Decker.
right.
Steelers secondary is still
It's still-
young,
still-
inexperienced.
Exactly.
It's still suspect. Yep.
But, Craig, you hit the nail on the head. We don't know which Ryan Fitzpatrick is going to show up.
I know which one it is. He shaved off that majestic beard he'd have. Now he lost all of his powers. He's done.
So he's like Samson.
Yes, he's like Samson. A mediocre Samson, actually.
When chance to go beard, always go beard.
So, with that being said,
I don't have that chance.
We are unanimous in this. I am picking the Steelers to beat the Jets today. I know it's a you guys don't have to deal with it. So if I don't show up for work tomorrow, I love you guys. Just want to let you know that. Anyhow, let's keep it going. Someone asked me a question on Facebook Live, and they said, "Do I still feel that the Falcons should get rid of Matt Ryan?" Basically, the Falcons now are going to Denver to face the Broncos. So arguably, you have a very top offensive squad in the Atlanta Falcons going up against, in my opinion, the number one defense in the Denver Broncos. Gentlemen, I'll ask you, with what you've seen so far, is Matt Ryan has he stopped the regression and finally started to progress?
You can talk to me at the end of the season about this.
Okay.
Right now, Matt Ryan is
Right now,
the
no.
MVP of the league. His stats speak for it.
All right.
He's been the best quarterback over the first 4 weeks of the season, regardless of who they played.
Yeah, but didn't that happen last year? And
I
then
mean, it actually just happened in one game probably because Julio Jones went out for 300 yards.
against the Panthers.
That helps.
What better of game to have the Paxton Lynch era start against the Atlanta Falcons, who have a terrible, terrible defense?
I have.
What
all right,
better
so,
game?
So, who do you guys have? Do you have Atlanta or do you have Denver?
I've
Who
got
do you have?
Denver.
You've got Denver.
I've got Denver.
It's too tough going up there with that air, the mile-high air. Telvin Coleman, I don't even know if he does play, is probably going to be scarce because he has a sickle cell disease, a sickle cell trait, which doesn't allow you to play in those kind of conditions. Listen, the Denver defense is nothing to shake a stick at. Them along with the Minnesota Vikings are playing the two best defenses right now. I've said it, and I'll continue to say it until I see differently in the NFL. So I have to go with the home team here, regardless of who's their quarterback. So I'm going Denver.
Yeah, Julio Jones isn't going to look over there and see some guys that nobody's ever heard of that basically are practice squad corners. He's got Chris Harris Jr. and Aqib Talib that are going to be over there, even though he did shoot himself in the leg like a dummy.
So Plexico shoots himself in the leg and he gets jail time. What's up with this guy?
It all depends what state you shoot yourself in, as opposed to what the
Denver,
penalties
they're
are.
okay with it.
You got to
Exactly.
do, you gotta
okay
do
with
your
it in
research.
Denver.
You got to do your research.
He was in Texas, so which it's perfectly
yeah.
acceptable.
They love guns over there.
No, look, Paxton Lynch is getting the start. Yet another first-round pick that's starting ahead of Jared Goff. So congratulations to him. But yeah, Denver defense is too good. As good as Atlanta's offense has been, and it has been good. You were right, Craig. Statistically, Matt Ryan has been the best quarterback in the league right now. And I never thought I would say that, but look, with Lynch, he's got the weapons. Denver wins because Atlanta's defense, it's still suspect.
Listen, this is what I will say to you about Atlanta Falcons, and here's all you really need to know. This time last year, Atlanta was on a hot roll, and they finished
Call him Hot Atlanta.
8-8. So what I'm seeing right now is the same trend. They're going to start off hot, but they're going to finish 8-8.
Well, I mean, the good thing is their division is basically the worst division right now in
Yes.
the league.
Yep.
The Bucks haven't showed anything this year.
Yep.
Carolina, Super Bowl hangover, obviously starting off 1-3, and
Horrible.
we'll talk about it later. I actually have the Bucks winning, so I think they're going to start out 1-4.
Thank you, Craig. Thank you.
Yes. And then, New Orleans Saints. I know we got one Saints fan in the house, but hey,
They
we'll get
won.
to-
They're
we'll
off
get-
this week.
Yeah. No, I'm
Saints-
saying, but yeah, exactly. So they won. They
Right.
might lose to their bye week. The Saints might lose to their bye week this week. That's how bad they are.
Yeah, I mean, I can't. It's a unanimous decision. I can't take anybody but Denver in this game for the fact that this is the same trend that I see. Talk to me in the second half of the season, like you said, Great L. Bushman. If the Atlanta Falcons are maybe on a roll and they're like beyond 6 or 7 wins heading into the last 6-7 games, then maybe I could say, okay, they have done a complete 180. Until then, same old Falcons. I got the Broncos in this game. We got our man Carl, owner of Old School, just coming in.
There he is.
There
Oakland
he is.
Raiders.
Are you ready? You ready? Let's talk about them then. Let's talk about them. Let's get into the Oakland Raiders. They are hosting one of their divisional opponents today, a guy who I can't stand personally, Phillip Rivers and the San Diego Chargers. Gentlemen, before we get Carl's take, who do we got? The Chargers or the Raiders?
It'll be nap time all day in San Diego. I got the Raiders.
All right.
And why do you have the Raiders?
Offense, baby. Offense. Michael Crabtree, who's come out of nowhere this season. Of course, you got Amari Cooper, but they're too good, man. Derek Carr's been slinging it. Gunslinging it all day.
Wait, who's that quarterback again?
Amari Cooper.
No, the quarterback?
I'm Derek Carr.
Oh.
Yeah, gunslinging all
and guess
day.
what? I got him from Craig, too, in fantasy. Thank you, Craig.
That's fine. I don't need him because the Legend's coming back today.
Oh.
So David Carr was going to sit his little butt on the bench anyway.
That's
The
all
one
right.
thing the
I'll
Raiders,
start 'em.
the one thing the Raiders do need to worry about is their defense. Their secondary has been really shaky the past weeks because teams have been putting up crazy amount of points on them. But you got to look out for Phillip Rivers. I mean, he loves the throw, and the Raiders' secondary is not that great. But still, I've got the Raiders on this one. I've got the Raiders.
You've got the Raiders. Craig, who do you have?
I have Oakland, and it's mostly because the injuries that San Diego suffered so far this season. We know about Keenan Allen. We know about Danny Woodhead. Some of the defense is starting to take hits now, too. Jason Verrett's not playing today. The corner on the other side, name slips me right now, but he's out today as well.
Oh, guess what? Joey Bosa is going to make his debut today.
Well, good for him.
He's going to make his debut.
Good for him. I'm glad that he got paid, and he was a first-round pick and hasn't done anything yet this season. So right now he's in the same conversation as Jadeveon Clowney until he shows me differently. Clown. Yeah, I got Oakland today. I think it's going to be a high-scoring game, and I see a big game, actually a bigger game from Amari Cooper this week because I know he's been chirping in Derek Carr's ear like, hey, Michael Crabtree's getting all his. Why can't I get some of mine? So today's the day. Amari Cooper goes off. I'm saying 120 and 2 touchdowns for Amari Cooper.
Wow. All right. Frank?
Make it unanimous. I mean, look, you're right. It is going to be a high-scoring game because Oakland's defense and the Chargers' defense are pretty much one and the same. Just I would say Oakland's has a little more talent, but Tyrell Williams and Phillip Rivers is going to put up numbers. I mean, can somebody trade for him? Can they
He signed a contract extension.
I know, but can they free him? Somebody make an offer. I mean,
Free Rivers.
I thought, didn't we start
free
this?
Brady's gone.
Didn't
Now
we
we just
start
free
this
Rivers.
hashtag on Twitter, free Phillip or free Rivers or
Hey,
something?
also don't sleep on DeAndre Washington or Dwayne Washington. DeAndre or Dwayne? Dwayne. Outside backfield running back for the Oakland Raiders. Latavius Murray's not playing today. He's averaging 6.1 yards a carry. Hasn't gotten a lot of PT, but that changes this week. Put him in your lineups in DraftKings, 3,400. It's a steal.
All right, well, it is unanimous. Carl, come on, man. Give it to us.
I'm going to have to go with the Raiders this week.
Wow.
really?
He's going out on a limb today.
Wow.
He's going with the Raiders.
Big rivalry game, huge game. It's going to be close. It really is. It is every time these two teams play. I like the role they're on. I really do. I'm a big Raiders fan.
Carl, do
so
you
I'm gonna say
expect
that, but
high scoring today?
I do.
Okay.
I do. 31-28.
There you go. I can see that. I can absolutely see that score.
Ladies and gentlemen, the owner of Old School, where we are every Sunday. Carl, thank you so much. So it is unanimous. We have the Raiders winning this game. All right, gentlemen, let's get a couple more games in here before the games get started. Make sure you're taking care of Ashley and Danielle, your bartenders. Making sure you take care of us as well. Check us out, www.hnl3.com.
Take care of us.
We're on Spreaker.com as well. We're here every Sunday. Steve, is your pot roast done yet? Okay. All right. Steve's finally coming around here. I guess maybe I should have waited to do our game, but since you finally woke up,
hangovers take time. They don't just go away automatically.
You know what cures that hangover? Getting one of them Bloody Sunday Marys that we got here at Old School. And they're only $10. For everything that you get in that, it is truly, truly worth it. All right, gentlemen, here we go. Cincinnati, heading into Jerry World today. Let me ask you a question. Neither Carson Wentz nor Dak Prescott has thrown an interception yet.
That changes today.
Okay. So let me ask you.
Carson Wentz is going to get picked off.
Does Dak? Really?
I see Dak getting picked off.
I say Dak getting picked off first. Steve. Really? Always got to have one. Gentlemen, Cincinnati Cowboys, go.
They won't be the Bungles this week. I've got Cincinnati all day, baby.
Andy Dalton to A.J. Green.
All day.
Tyler Eifert, when's he coming back, man?
Not today.
I need
Not
him
today.
to come.
He hurt his
I know.
back.
I know. I need him to come back, though.
Listen, Gingers need love too, baby. I'm going Andy Dalton all day. Even though they're going to Big D, I like the Bengals in this game. I think Dak actually throws his first pick this week. No Dez Bryant again, I believe. Unless he's a game-time decision. I doubt he plays. He's out. So he's out. Cole Beasley, Bryce Butler,
Terrence Williams.
I don't see that being enough. The Bengals defense is underrated. They got Vontaze Burfict back last week. He's going to be in his second game of action, really getting his feet back under him. I like the Bengals today, 24-14.
Wow.
They'll always be the Bungles, Evan, every week.
I know.
They can't. That doesn't go away. They're the Bungles every week. I got the Cowboys winning. I mean,
shocked and surprised there on this one.
And they do have an underrated defense. Geno Atkins is a load. I mean, their front seven is, look, it's legitimately top 5, top 10. I get that. Offensively, look, you don't think Cincinnati misses Hugh Jackson? 13 trips to the red zone this year. Cincinnati's come away with 4 touchdowns and 8 field goals. That continues today, even though Dallas's pass rush is pretty much optional. But they do get Lawrence back, and he's one of the few guys on that team that can actually rush the passer. So I got Dallas winning.
Well, Frank, you are the only man picking Dallas to win this
The
game.
lone wolf.
You are.
All by myself.
Yes. You are truly going to be all by yourself. Because I am picking Cincinnati to win this game. Again, for the sole fact that I just need Dallas to lose because they're in my division. That and the fact that I'm not a Cowboys fan. What I will say, though, to you is, Frank, I think even without Dez, Dallas will be competitive. And here's a better question to ask. Tony Romo is slated to come back the end of this month.
Stay home.
Should he start?
Stay home.
Should he come back?
No.
I'm asking Frank.
No.
No. Just let Dak run it out.
But, and I've said this whenever somebody's asked me this question, the one reason that I say that Romo could come back and still slide back in is that Jerry Jones loves him some Tony Romo. His picture is on his refrigerator. It's on his bathroom vanity.
Does he have a tattoo?
I would not put it past him.
He sleeps with a life-size pillow of Robo, too, as well.
Well, they have those pillows now with, like, the arms that can wrap around
that
you,
one. Yes,
like
exactly
kind of
the one.
life-size. I mean, yeah.
So he's got a fat head of Tony Romo somewhere in his house, is what you're saying.
It's possible.
Okay. But across the board, gentlemen, we're saying no. Tony Romo, don't come back.
No, stay home. Stay home.
Craig?
I'm kind of partial to it. I think Dak's playing really good right now. The Cowboys are in a good situation because now that they know they have a quarterback that can actually play, why not put Tony Romo back in for 2 games and then trade him to Cleveland? Hey,
yeah, you
as long
could
as
do
he can
that.
put together 2 games uninjured. Well, I mean, that's the problem. He'll probably get injured again.
Right.
But
here's the thing.
There
He's
are
coming
teams that
back-
need quarterbacks, so ship him out if he's healthy.
He's coming back against the Philadelphia defense that loves to hit him. Every time he plays Philadelphia, he suffers some type of injury. And you want to bring him back October 30th against Philadelphia on Sunday Night Football. Really?
Listen, if you bring him back, he's got to wear a uniform that's fully with bubble wrap, like a safety helmet that's larger than life. There's no way. Why would you bring him back when Dak's
So
been
he's
playing
going to
well?
ask Wes Welker to borrow his helmet?
Yeah,
Yes.
exactly.
Like self-inflating.
Yes.
Anyhow.
I mean, he has a rubber collarbone. Or a
does.
glass one, whatever you want to call it.
He does. All right, next game. Do we have any Buffalo fans in the building? I see one. We got one Buffalo fan out there. Do we have any other Buffalo fans in here? We got the Bills and the Rams. Gentlemen, this is my flip of the coin game. For me, it is because I'm still unsure. We haven't seen the production from Todd Gurley that we expected to see. Where's Tavon Austin been? And not to mention, you drafted Jared Goff number 1 and hasn't even sniffed the field.
They're
Can we just
3-1.
say that? Yeah, they're 3-1.
3-1 with Case Keenum at the helm.
But we need to see more production from these other guys.
Jeff Fisher showed it over and over. He doesn't care what the offense does.
Yep.
He's almost a quarterback killer. I've said it in the past. You had Vince Young in your prime. You kicked him out of town. Outside of Steve McNair and Eddie George, he really hasn't done anything on offense. Jared Goff's just sitting there dying, and you drafted him so early. Case Keenum, let's be honest, he hasn't really done anything.
No.
Exciting. You have Tavon Austin. You don't know what to do with him in the offense. Again, I talked about Darren Sproles earlier. This is a more dynamic Darren Sproles. He literally is the human joystick.
All right, so who do you got? Rams, Bills. Who do you got?
I'm going Rams because they're at home.
Rams?
But like you said, it's a coin flip game.
It is.
I think Rex is riding high on that last week beatdown of the Patriots, so I've got the Bills on this one.
So he's going to go to a 3-game win streak. Frank, who do you got?
This is one of those games where offense is optional because Rams have the worst in the NFL, and the Bills are basically right there. But Buffalo can run the ball. I still got the Rams because I think their D-line, I got it over Buffalo.
All right, so I also have taken them. I've taken the Rams simply because they're at home, and I'm just skeptical of an East Coast team traveling to the West Coast. All right, we got 2 games left to do, but before we do that, for all the Patriots fans in here who missed it earlier, I'm going to go back to it again, so you're welcome, because I normally don't do this. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to let him loose one more time to talk about your guys' quarterback. TB12 is back in the building.
Yes, he is.
Ladies and gentlemen, the one, the only, Craig Cousin.
Hey, they might call Dak Prescott Dak Knight, but the real Dark Knight's showing up tonight, baby. Let's get him on the field. The long-awaited. The Lions are trash. Here we go. Tom Brady returns. Let's go. TB12 Middle Finger Tour starts today, and it starts in roughly 20 minutes.
This is disgusting.
I cannot wait.
This is disgusting.
You guys missed the kind of corny take on the Dark Knight earlier. I won't revisit that.
Please don't quote that again.
I won't revisit that. I won't revisit that.
Okay.
But hey, I've said it again. He's going to come back with fire in his eyes. He's going to be motivated. There's a chance that he has a little bit of rust to knock off, but I don't think he is. What better way to knock it off than to go against the Cleveland Browns that are winless, right? I think everybody can agree there. Outside Isaiah Crowell and Terrell Pryor, I see nothing from Cleveland that makes me nervous. Start Gronk in your fantasy lineups because he's coming today. You're going to see 2 Gronk spikes at least. Tom Brady's back. 5 touchdown passes. Let's go.
A lot of booze.
Ladies and gentlemen,
49-10. 49-10.
That was the one, the only. You can check him out.
Thanks,
every
Carl.
Sunday.
This is for Tom Brady right here.
I will not be drinking to that.
Everybody get a drink.
We will drink to that.
Yeah, I'm not drinking to Tom Brady.
We're not
drink to
drinking
greatness.
We're not drinking to Tom Brady.
The quest for ring number 5.
It tastes deflated.
Oh.
That's old news. That's old news.
Tastes deflated.
All right. So that was the one, the only. Talking about TB12.
Wait, hold on. Since there is a lot of Eagles and Lions fans in there, and we covered it in the first segment, and everybody missed it, Eric Wilson, let's go.
You want to let me loose again?
I'm letting you
Are
loose,
you sure
baby.
you want to do that?
We're
You
letting
gotta
you
stay
loose,
next to
and then we're
Steve,
getting
though.
into
You
the
gotta stay
Green Bay
next to
game.
Steve.
Okay, you know what? I'm gonna go back to my karaoke days real quick here. Yes, I'm going back to my karaoke days.
Please don't sing.
Yeah,
Yes.
don't sing.
No, I'm not going to sing.
okay.
I'm just going to get on my high horse for a minute here. All right, so
Jesus, watch
Remember,
those
Eric,
ankles.
you're
to all
old.
the Eagles fans in here, y'all know what time it is. And to
Yeah.
all the Lions fans in here, I feel sorry for y'all because it's been 318 days that I've had to endure what happened last Thanksgiving, and we lost 45-17. So please understand that with a rookie quarterback, we are going into Detroit today to do one thing. That is to beat the dog snot out of the unsuccessful, unfavorable Detroit Lions. You don't have Megatron anymore, number one. Number two, yes, you have probably the best offensive coordinator in the world in Jim Bob Cooter. Brian, how are you? But what I'm telling you is you guys got rid of Jim Schwartz, who right now is my defensive coordinator. And believe me when I tell you, he has primed that defensive unit this week to do one thing. That is put Matthew Stafford on his backside. I can't say what I want to say. Believe me, I want to.
Eric, please get down there safely.
Yeah.
I'm a little scared. You're
Yeah.
standing
I'm
up.
fine.
You're
Eric,
pretty
you're
high
I'm
up,
fine.
and you're getting older.
Eric, you're
Please.
old. Get
But
down.
let me say this to you. It is going to be a blowout. It is going to happen today. The Lions are not going to win. And I will leave you with 6 letters, Steve, that I want you to remember that are probably going to haunt you till next week when you see me. And that is E-A-G-L-E-S, Eagles.
Carl, if he falls, you're not liable.
I did not fall.
You're not liable.
So, now that I got that out the way, thank you very much.
I'm just happy you got down okay.
I know. I heard your bones creaking getting off that
I've seen those
chair.
ankles before, bro.
Hey, whoa. Easy, killer. Let's talk because
he did complete triumph. I will give him that.
Here at Old School, there is a fan base that comes out and supports their team each and every Sunday.
Their game is at 8:30 today.
Their game is at 8:30, but they are here already, and that is the Green Bay Packers.
Cheesehead Nation.
The Sunday night game is Green Bay, and they are hosting the New York Football Giants. Where's Tabitha? Yes, we need you, my dear. Yes, we need you. Yes, right now. We need you. Gentlemen, while she makes her way up here, let me ask you, Packers, Giants, who do you have?
First, I want to see how many tantrums Odell does today.
What's the over-under on that?
I think the over is 5.
Okay.
I got go, Pack, go, baby. Go, Pack, go.
Go, Pack, go. Here she is. Ladies and gentlemen, make some noise. The bartender, she's not working today because she's off on Sundays to watch. This is Miss Tabitha.
Hey.
Go, Pack, go. So I'm giving this to you for a minute. I need you to get this crowd because this is your bar and this is your team.
All right, well, we believe in Aaron, right? We love Aaron. He's going to show up today. He's going to have a good day.
What about Jordy?
Don't be shy. Speaking of that, Mike.
I am. Jordy's going to have a good game, too. He's ranked 2, right under Odell. We'll shut down Odell. Our secondary hopefully will be healthy enough. Hopefully Clay's back, too. I haven't checked on that. Is he back? Is he? We'll have a good game. We'll be good. And plus, we're at home. We'll be a shutout. We're going to kill him.
Wow. Tabitha is predicting a shutout.
Wow. I mean, that's a bold prediction.
That's a very bold prediction.
The Packers are coming off a bye week. They're rested. They're going to be ready to roll. You haven't seen much from Randall Cobb this season because they wanted to get Jordy Nelson involved, clicking back on all cylinders with Aaron Rodgers. This is the week. Randall Cobb breaks out. Start him in your fantasy lineups. Get him in on their DraftKings FanDuel. I like it. Let's be honest. Odell Beckham lost interest, he said. I think I might be losing interest in football. Well, why don't you actually play football instead of arguing with everybody on the other team, and including the referees?
Fighting with those nets.
And we're all tired of seeing the clips on ESPN of him.
When you lose to a net, then that just tells you what you need to know. You're not even on the field. You're on the sideline losing to a net that hits you in the face.
Yeah, we don't play like that.
We got the Packers. Football. It's going to be a high-scoring game. I like Green Bay in this game at home. Go, Pack, go.
Go, Pack, go.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is Tabitha. You make sure you check her out every night that she's here. Frank, I'm assuming you have the Packers with this.
I do have the Packers because, look, Odell Beckham Jr., he's not going to be a factor in this game. And all the people that drafted him in the first round of fantasy are suffering the consequences this year because Josh Norman gave the blueprint, and everybody has followed it that's played him. If you rough him up, put your hands on him, give him a little push when he's going out of bounds, and whisper things in his ear that he doesn't like, then he's basically done.
All right. Well, it is a unanimous decision. Let's hear it up here in Old School. Go, Pack, go, baby. Go, Pack, go. Go, Pack, go. All right.
There he is. Look at Nick getting rowdy from outside. Thanks for coming down from St. Pete today. Nick and Kelsey, everybody.
There we go. All right. The last game that we're going to talk about is the Monday night game. And again, make sure you're taking care of your bartenders, Danielle and Ashley behind the bar. We thank Carl for letting us come out here and do this every Sunday. We are here from 11:30 till the start of the games. Check us out, www.spreaker.com.
Yes,
also on the website.
With an R.
Spreaker. Spreaker.com. Also on the website, www.hnl3.com. But iTunes. I keep forgetting we're on iTunes.
Subscribe to us on iTunes, everybody,
Yes.
if you have an iPhone.
Yes, subscribe to us on iTunes. But the Monday night game.
No, I know.
Man.
I know.
I just.
Is this the game of the what ifs?
It is.
It is.
I mean, that's what I'm thinking.
This is it.
What if Tampa Bay was good this year?
Yes.
What if Carolina?
What if Carolina didn't have a Super Bowl hangover?
Right. Ladies and gentlemen.
Talk about a coin flip game. This is the one.
Tampa Bay in Carolina. Let's hear from Brian. Let's hear from the one, Mr. Brian Dressler.
Brian Dressler in the house.
Talk to me about your Tampa Bay Buccaneers, sir.
Succaneers are back. Derek Anderson kicks our ass every time we play the guy. 0-2. We think we're going to win because we're playing Derek Anderson. My hopes aren't high. I hope Jameis Winston has less than 8 turnovers. And, I'm ready for next year.
And we're only at week 5, and he's already saying, let's move on to the 2017 season.
Jeez.
Wow. So,
Listen.
Brian, you have Carolina winning this game?
Oh, go Bucs.
So even with all that, he still has the Bucs winning. Frank, who do you got? Bucs or Panthers?
First off, let me say, nobody asked Derek Anderson if he's serious. Because he is, going back to his 2010 interview. Look, I got the Bucs winning, and I didn't really think I would say that, but this is not the same Carolina team. Everybody's like, 15-1, 15-1. Not the same team. And they didn't just lose Josh Norman. They lost Charles Tillman. Jonathan Stewart's not been there. They can't negotiate with players because Short's still trying to get a deal done. 28th in the league in points allowed, Carolina, and Derek Anderson is your backup. I mean, look, if Mike Evans can get half of what Julio Jones got last week.
He will.
I mean, I get it. Tampa Bay, basically, the whole team is hurt. I mean, 46 of the 53 basically are going to be there. But I think Tampa can win because Carolina they have problems that go beyond just losing Josh Norman.
When your team is so bad, you cut your starting cornerback, you release them this week, and then the other starting cornerback hasn't been a starting cornerback. I mean, that spells big days for Jameis Winston, a big day for Mike Evans. You might even see an old ancient Vincent Jackson back this week. Who knows? Where has this guy been? But I see a huge day from them. I think the Bucs in this game, I think they're going to come out. They need a win. They're going to get a win. They might be 0-2 against Derek Anderson, but that changes. Talk about Super Bowl hangover. Carolina has it. They have a serious case of it.
It's real.
When Cam Newton gets himself injured basically last week because he wants to, barely step into the end zone instead of taking a hit, he got himself concussed. If he would have just went in normally, he, slowed up right at the goal line hey, this isn't the NFL. I'm not going to get hit right now. Of course you are. The Tampa Bay Bucs win this game. It's a game they need to win, or their season's essentially over. You could say the same for the Panthers. I just don't see any fight from the Panthers this season.
All right, so you've got the Bucs.
Have
the Bucs.
I do have the Bucs.
Gentlemen, do you remember when we did this show last year? Whose bandwagon?
No, I can't remember what I ate for dinner last night.
I know, you really can't.
A year ago?
What happened last week?
I was on
last
the
night.
Cam Newton bandwagon last year, and all of you gentlemen made fun of me on this show because you were like, you know what?
How does that look now?
Let's see what he does. And I was like, no, we have to believe in Cam Newton. Cam Newton, I rode that bandwagon all the way to the Super Bowl last year. And granted, he didn't win, but at least I was right in that aspect. So I look at this year and I say to myself, I can't do it. I have to officially say I am off the Cam Newton bandwagon. But the bigger surprise is, as much as I want to support the Bucs, they haven't shown me anything this year. You lose to the Rams in your home opener. And then you basically could not get it done against the defending Super Bowl champions. Do we give them a pass? Slightly. But at the same time, I'm looking at both these teams and I'm saying to you, how is it humanly possible that Jameis Winston does not play with the same intensity that we saw last year? This is a guy who put 45 points up on Philadelphia last year, but this year can't seem to get it done. On the flip side, Derek Anderson, who is the backup quarterback, seems to have, this is his coming out game every time he plays Tampa. I don't know who to pick. I really don't. Flip a coin, and I'm just...
Well, Eric, you got 8 minutes to pick because the games are starting.
All right. If I have to pick somebody right now...
And Cam's not playing.
I'm going to rely on Vincent Jackson, Mike Evans, and Charles Sims and say Tampa wins this game.
Wow, ain't nobody stopping us. Go Bucs.
So with
Go
that,
Bucs.
ladies and gentlemen, he is the truest fan of the Buccaneers on our squad and our team. He is the great Al Bushman.
Come on, say it.
As much as I am more optimistic than you, Mr. Bryan, this, and I've said this at the beginning of the season, this is not the same Carolina team we saw last year. I've been saying it all preseason, saying it all offseason. I expect a win out of the Bucs, and I'm hoping that because I'm a Bucs fan. I don't want to turn against my team, okay? But when you can drop 300 yards against the Carolina Panthers, you better do something. I've got Bucs all day, and the only reason I'm doing that is because Jameis Winston needs to cut down on the stupid mistakes. He's putting this all on himself. I know you don't have Doug Martin with you. Charles Sims hasn't been doing too well, but you got to cut down on the mistakes. I mean, was he leading the league in INTs right now besides him and Ryan Fitzpatrick?
Ryan Fitzpatrick.
Okay, Ryan Fitzpatrick. But this is a serviceable win. I mean, you're going into Carolina, I understand that. But the only thing I'm afraid of is this is the same situation that the Bucs came into about 6 years ago when they played Carolina. Derek Anderson replaced Cam Newton because he was hurt. And guess who won? The Panthers with Derek Anderson. And Tampa, yes. But I'm going Bucs all day. I mean, this isn't the same Carolina Panthers from last year. The Bucs got to be gunslinging all day. They've got to expose that weak Carolina secondary. So Bucs all day. I don't see a high-scoring game, but I just see the Bucs winning.
All right, I'm going to ask you because we live down here.
Fire the one cannon.
Fire the one cannon. So let me ask you, all my fans here at Old School, who do you got? Do you got the Bucs? Let me hear you. That's about 4 people. So I'm assuming the rest of you are going with the Carolina Panthers to win this game. That's about 5 people. So there's your 5
I think
to
it
4.
was the same 4 people. Just yelled both times.
All right.
It's hard to get happy about either of these teams. I mean, let's be honest. I mean,
well, the games are getting ready to start, so we're about to turn it off, and we're going to be here. I'm going to be coming around doing the 50-50 raffle pretty much till about halftime. You definitely can check us out every Tuesday from Co-Work Lakewood Ranch. We will be on Facebook Live. Spreaker, yes, that is with an R, Craig. Spreaker.com. www.hnl3.com. We are here every Sunday from 11:30 at Old School till the start of the game. So, I said Tuesday. I just didn't give a time, but yeah, Tuesday. For the factual Frank Mazzei, the great Al Bushman, the one, the only Craig Cousin, who I'm pretty sure by the first half of the New England.
No, you got it right.
The New England Cleveland game, Craig probably won't be talking to anybody because he'll just be too inebriated. But we love you.
I barely started drinking yet. Give me a little credit here.
Brady's going to put up 4 touchdowns, so you'll be okay.
Hope so.
He will.
Got him in every DraftKings lineup.
Oh, my goodness. Anyhow, this is your man, Eric C. Wilson, a.k.a. D-Dubs. And until next Sunday, we have taken you to a whole nother level. Thank y'all very much.
Thank you, and
we'll
thanks
see
for
y'all
for
next
coming out
time.
today.
Thank you.
Timmy.
Well, let me set my lineup. I like you to message them.